What if I told you the biggest secret to wealth wasn't genius, luck, or working 80 hours a week? We've been sold a story that financial success requires superhuman effort or a one-in-a-million lottery ticket. We hustle, we grind, we sacrifice sleep and time with our families, all in the pursuit of getting ahead. But this relentless chase often leaves us feeling like we're running on a treadmill, working harder, but never truly moving forward. The old rules seem designed to keep the finish line just out of reach. But behind the curtain of the global economy, a different set of rules has been operating. For centuries, the ultra-wealthy have used one specific force to turn thousands into millions, quietly, automatically, while they sleep. This isn't about risky bets or insider information. It's about a powerful, almost invisible engine that runs 24/7, fueled by the growth of the economy itself. It's the force of compound ownership. They didn't just work for money. They owned the machine that makes the money. Think of it like this. You can either spend your life carrying buckets of water from the river, or you can build a pipeline that brings the water directly to you. The wealthiest families didn't just get better at carrying buckets. They built pipelines. They owned pieces of the businesses, the innovations, and the infrastructure that everyone else uses every day. Their wealth wasn't just a pile of cash. It was a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger and faster with every rotation, powered by time and the market's momentum. But for most families, that machine was locked behind a gate. The price of admission was too high, the rules were too complex, and the tools were reserved for a select few. It required specialized knowledge, access to brokers, and significant capital just to get started. Until now. As of January 2026, the gate is open. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act just turned the stock market from a private club into a public birthright. This landmark legislation fundamentally rewires the relationship between American families and the economy they power. It's not a handout, it's a stake in the game. In the next 7 minutes, we'll show you exactly how this new account works and the simple steps to ensure your family claims its share of American prosperity from day one. Let's break down the system. This is the Trump account, a term for a specific policy concept. It's crucial to understand this is not a handout or a gift. It is a mechanism for what's called equity at birth. The core idea is simple. Instead of giving a child cash, you give them a foundational stake in the American economy from their very first day. It's a shift from a mindset of debt to a mindset of ownership. This isn't about politics. It's about the powerful, unassailable logic of compound growth made accessible to every single American child. Here is the math that changes the game. The framework is precise. Starting on July 4th, 2026, every child born in the United States within a specific window, from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028, is eligible. Upon filing the correct paperwork, each child receives a one-time $1,000 seed deposit directly from the U.S. Treasury. This isn't a check sent to the parents, it's a direct investment into a federally held custodial account in the child's name. Now, where does that money go? It is legally and automatically invested into a single, specific type of asset, a low-cost, broad market index fund designed to mirror the S&P 500. This means the account holds a tiny piece of the 500 largest publicly traded companies in America. Why this method? Because historically, it's one of the most reliable and cost-effective ways to capture the overall growth of the U.S. economy. The account is managed by a designated custodian, with fees legally capped at an exceptionally low rate to ensure growth isn't eroded over time. The funds are locked, preventing early withdrawals for non-essential purposes, forcing the investment to mature. If you do nothing, absolutely nothing, that initial $1,000 seed grows. Based on the historical average market return of 7% after inflation, it more than triples by the time the child turns 18, becoming roughly $3,300. This is the baseline, the default outcome with zero intervention. It's a safety net built on patience and the power of the market itself. But this baseline is just the beginning. The difference between doing nothing and optimizing this account is staggering. The 20-year gap between the passive approach and a strategic one can mean the difference between a small nest egg and a life-altering sum. This is where the Sigma move happens. This is where you take control. Rich families don't wait for permission. They execute strategy. The following is your playbook, the step-by-step guide to activating and optimizing this powerful financial engine for your child. It's not about finding loopholes. It's about following a clear, deliberate path. Let's break down exactly how you can multiply that initial seed into a significant head start. Step 1. File IRS Form 4547 with your 2025 taxes. This is the critical first move. Think of it as raising your hand to officially claim the account tied to your child's social security number. The form is straightforward, but precision is key. Double-check the identifying information and ensure it's submitted with your annual tax return. This single action is what moves the account from a theoretical concept to a funded reality. This effectively claims the account. Step 2. Watch for the private sector match. This is where the initial seed gets its first boost. The policy is designed to encourage public-private partnerships. For instance, the Dell Foundation has already pledged billions. This means kids in qualifying zip codes could get an extra $250 boost immediately, turning their initial $1,000 into $1,250 before it even starts growing. These matches are geographically targeted to amplify impact, so it's crucial to see if your area qualifies. Step 3. Set your contribution strategy. This is where you take control and move from passive participation to active optimization. The system allows for optional, additional contributions. You can easily set up an automatic monthly transfer. Even a small amount like $50 a month can have a dramatic impact over 18 years thanks to the power of compounding. This is the step that separates a modest nest egg from a life-changing sum. Finally, Step 4. Avoid the common pitfalls. The first is simply missing the deadline to file Form 4547. Forgetting this step means forfeiting the account for that year. The second pitfall is attempting to access the funds early for non-approved uses, which would trigger significant penalties and taxes, defeating the long-term purpose of the account. Think of it as a protected vault for your child's future. Now, look at the difference between participation and optimization. The passive path. This is doing nothing beyond claiming the initial seed. That $1,000 growing at a hypothetical 7% annual return becomes around $30,300 at age 18. A helpful amount, but not transformative. The builder path. Here you optimize. You add just $50 a month. That consistent contribution transforms the final balance to approximately $23,000 at age 18. That's the price of a reliable car or a significant portion of tuition. The legacy path. For those who can, you max out the $5,000 annual limit. This is the fast track to building true generational wealth. At that same 7% return, the account could reach an incredible $173,000 by age 18. That's the power of combining the seed, time, and strategy. These 4 steps are your blueprint. You can set it and forget it in less than 7 minutes. Coming up, we'll give you the exact checklist to make sure you get it right. Imagine your child turning 18. They aren't just walking into adulthood with a high school diploma and student loans. They are walking in with a portfolio. They possess FU money before they even start their first job. This shifts their psychology. They aren't desperate employees begging for a paycheck. They are shareholders in the American economy.
My dad worked until he broke. He never owned anything. Now, my son owns a piece of Apple, a piece of Tesla, a piece of the whole country. That's not just money. That's dignity.
The greatest wealth transfer in history is about to begin, but it requires you to turn the key. Don't let this paperwork slip. Go to trumpaccounts.gov. Prepare your Form 4547. Because the only thing more expensive than investing is the cost of waiting. Welcome to the ownership class. Like this video and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.